Welcome back to the King Films Week 4 betting locks and predictions. And once again, I'm going to emphasize to the whole audience to subscribe to the channel, as only about 10 to 20% of you guys are subscribed. So let's get right into it with a recap of last week. We had a nice winning week, going 5-3, up 2 units, and we started on Friday with a tough loss for Louisville after Florida State lost their quarterback. Louisville was unable to win that game, but Syracuse came back early on Saturday and evened us up. Oregon's massive win over BYU. We then missed Ole Miss against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech just failed to put up a point, and Ole Miss ran all over them. And then Texas Tech, devastated by a brutal-looking injury to one of their linebackers, lost to NC State in a tough road game. But our final 3 locks hit, as Washington easily covered against Michigan State in a dominating win. Miami lost against Texas A&M, just how we thought it would. It was a great bounce back for a Texas A&M team that really needed that win. And then USC cruised easily against Fresno State. So let's get into the locks for this week. We've got 5 cooked up. Let's start with a traditionally great basketball matchup, Duke at Kansas. Going to take Kansas minus the 7.5. The Jayhawks have looked very strong this year, uncharacteristic of them, and I think Duke is a little overrated as well here. Kansas is favored by 7.5, and I think that's an appropriate amount. Remember, Duke almost lost to a Northwestern team, which just lost to Southern Illinois, so that is a terrible Northwestern team, and their only win is over that Nebraska, which now we're seeing how bad Nebraska really is. So we're going to take Kansas here easy. I think that their stadium in Lawrence will be filled for the first time. They are 3-0. They've already hit the over on their win total. So this should be a good game of undefeated teams. Next up, we've got Eastern Michigan minus 4.5 at home against Buffalo. And this is a Buffalo team that's 0-3. They did play Coastal Carolina pretty good last week, and I think that's why this spread is so short. But, of course, you've got to take it with a grain of salt that Coastal Carolina turned the ball over 4 times via fumble, so that kept Buffalo in the game. This Buffalo team has lost to Holy Cross on a Hail Mary, but they really just haven't been the best team this whole season, and they're on the road here, so I think Eastern Michigan's fans should be there to rally the team after that electrifying win over ASU that got their coach fired. So that is a big win for this EMU program. I think that many might say that Eastern Michigan is due for an upsetting performance after such an emotional win on Saturday, but I don't really think that's the case here, as I think Eastern Michigan is the better team over Buffalo here. Then we've got Michigan State at home, looking at a Minnesota team that I think many people will overrate due to their 3-0 record. They really haven't played anyone, and while they did get that Power 5 win over Colorado, that's not a very good Colorado team right now. They've gotten boat raced in all 3 of their games against TCU, Air Force, and then Minnesota. Minnesota's got a very strong ground game, but I think Michigan State started to click on offense down the stretch against Washington. Of course, that game was very out of hand. I still think that Michigan State is better than this Minnesota team, which is looking to take the Big Ten West due to recent developments in that side of the conference. We're going to take Michigan State plus 1.5 here. Then we've got Arkansas against Texas A&M. This is a neutral site game at Jerry World. We're going to take TAMU minus 2 after Arkansas nearly got upset by Missouri State, a FCS team. I'm sure many of you guys were following that game. Arkansas got bailed out just to win that game with a punt return, and then the Bears of Missouri State could never get the offense back running. So that is how that one went. And then Texas A&M obviously coming off that emotional win over Miami. There's a lot of questions on that TAMU offense, but the defense is still working pretty good. So I think this should be a competitive match, but we'll have to see what happens here. I think Texas A&M should cover the 2 easily here. Finally, we're taking USC again. Oregon State played Fresno State 2 weeks ago. We took Oregon State in that one. We got it right. Then USC played Fresno at home. We took USC in that one, got it right. So now let's finish off the trifecta and take USC on the road at Oregon State. Of course, this could be a daunting line to many of you because USC is on the road, but I think this should be a safe cover just due to the nature of USC's offense. Even if their defense is not that good, I just don't think that USC can be stopped. They're pretty much a Big 12 team in the Pac-12. And Oregon did put 63 on Montana State, an FCS team, last week. I think this could be a high-scoring game, but I don't see Oregon State winning this one or even coming close. Thank you for watching. Please be sure again to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.